This is an administrative hearing being held on December 8th, 2025 in the Kosciuszko County Courthouse. This hearing is being live streamed. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to the laws of the state of Indiana as found in IC 6-1.1-1-1. The parcel number is 43-007-226-300-000-016. The property address is EMSC 27C Lane, Warsaw. The property owner are Terry and Sarah Martin. The assessment year under appeal is 2025. Does everyone present agree the year under appeal is as stated?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Sarah Schloss, and I represent the assessor, who is the secretary to the Property Tax Board of Appeals. The persons representing the PTABOA are
Brock Oster.
Mike Settles.
Bill Olinger. Good morning.
Good morning.
the person representing the county is,
Kathy Strange.
the persons representing the taxpayer are,
Terry Martin.
and are you the current property owner of the property?
Yes.
Will all persons who are or may be witnesses in this hearing please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, if you would like to tell the board about your property and the reason for your appeal.
Yes. Get the glasses on. Yeah, the history of the property a little bit. I just kind of wrote this out to give you a little history. In 2012, I purchased this property from the adjoining neighbor that was getting elderly and offered to sell me the house and the property. I went down and evaluated the house and the property. I wasn't interested in the house at that time, but I was interested in the property that would give me access, my wife and grandchildren, to the lake. So that's how that property came about. I had a deal with him to buy it for $10,000. Unfortunately, he became ill and passed away. His family estates were taken down. I think it's Greenwood, somewhere in southern Indiana, his family. Couple of weeks after he passed, 2-3 weeks, his brother approached me if I was still interested in it. And I said, well, he said, are you wanting to buy the house? And I said, I'll look at it one more time, but I don't really think I want that, because at that time I had children and I thought maybe I would get, I don't know if it'd be good to have them close to me or not. I don't know that answer. So anyhow, I said, but I'm still interested in the lot. And I told him our arrangement, and he said, well, let me talk to the remaining family members. He came back to me in a few days and said, well, we'll sell it to you, but we want $20,000 for it. I said, well, that's a little different than we agreed to, but, so I talked to my wife, said, you know, that's the only piece of property we're going to get access to as long as we're here. So if we want access to the lake, I'm just going to have to buy it. So that's how that property came about. 2013 assessment come out, and it went from $10,000 to, at that time, like $37,000. So I filled out this form, same process in 2013. They came back to me and said, well, we agree, your property values, I think I got it in the back, it's like $12,000. I said, well, that is reasonable, right? So that was fine. And that's what they came back to me with. I didn't say anything. So I thought that was reasonable at that time. So it went along incrementally. You can see the back pages where it shows the increments from 10,000 all the way up to 15,000 something, which it was fine with me all along. Well, this year's assessment came out at 49.9. So my property value went 350% increase. So I thought, well, that doesn't seem quite fair. So I came and talked to the assessor's part. They told me that's the state and things of that nature, whatever, and that I would just have to fill out this form and go through the process again. So I said, okay, I can do that. Can I have a copy of my other process back in 2012-13 timeframe? And they advised me they don't keep those. They no longer have those. I'd have to start the process all over. So that's why I'm here, I'll say. So that was that's the, I guess, the thing. And in general, where I think the market, and I understand the process about the giving fair market value, and I'm perfectly fine with that process. I think to come up with a generic cost by foot number across the entire lake is not fair to property owners, because on any property you've been around, any lake you've been around, any farmland, there's property that's worth a lot of money and there's property not worth a lot of money. And obviously, where this is located is, if you know Chapman Lake area at all, this is probably the lowest income area in the whole lake. So I don't think the property on this side of the lake is as valuable as property on other pieces of the lake. So my comments there would be that, you know, as far as the pros to it, I got access to the lake. My wife, grandkids use the lake. I got access to it. The downside is the surrounding property conditions. It's not an area that's highly sought after. I've been there 40 years, so I've seen what's come and gone. The property itself is 53 feet wide, so it does have limited potentials. It's landlocked. Both sides, you can see the property. There's houses on both sides. If anybody wanted to do anything, they would basically have to buy an adjoining property and tear it down or do something with it. I have no private or public utilities on the place. I have no water, gas, electricity, sewer. I got nothing on that property. So, and that's the way it's always been. That property's probably been there 100 years and nobody's ever done anything with it. So I think in general, if it was a very viable, buildable property, somebody in the last 100 years would have done something with it. It's a shallow channel location. It's at the end of it. It's a small channel. You can see if they go on the map up there, you can see it's a small channel itself. There's only 10 properties on the entire channel. You know, it comes in, it's like any lake or channel anymore. The weeds and that become heavily in there. And when we pay as a group around that channel, we all pay to get them treated by the DNR type. I don't know if it's actually DNR, but representatives, I'll say. And, you know, there's a limited buyer's market. I don't know who would buy that besides an adjoining property owner or somebody that was close to that. I mean, for an outsider to walk in and say, yeah, we're going to buy this property and do something with it. I don't, it's a possibility. Everything's a possibility, I'll say. But there's no off-street parking. There's no, you know, what are you going to do with it, I guess, would be the question. So my value or my request is if we can come to some type of thoughts or patterns on what the property is actually worth. So they asked me on the form I filled out, I said 20,000. I think that's fair. Me being there 40 years, I think I can say that's fair. So they said they didn't like that. So I went out to a realtor company and had them give me an appraisal. They come back at 25 to 30. I personally think that's high, but that's their job, right? Their job's to sell property and try to get me to sell it and make their commissions, I'll say. So that's where I'm at with the property. So.
When you bought it, was there some kind of structure on the property, a house or?
Never.
Never.
Not, well, I can't say never. My 40 years of being there, there's never been anything on that property.
You never had anything demolished? No.
Well, I took out a flagpole that was on there, sorry. To be fair, I did take out an old flagpole that was bent over and not functional, I'll say. And 2 years ago, the tree had died on the property. I had a big old, I call it soft maple, wet maple, you call them. I had to have that taken down.
Do you have any other questions?
Is your other property contiguous to this?
Across the road, yes.
It's okay.
Right there, it's highlighted.
I have that property across the channel there, across
Okay.
the roadway.
Thank you. I have no other questions for Mr. Martin at this time. I may after the county testifies.
I don't know.
No further questions from me.
Okay, what I gave you was, the pictures that were taken, on December the 2nd. You can it shows that there's a pier out there for usage to the lake. And Exhibit A is just emails back and forth from me and Mr. Martin. The county now, or the state came through and said there is no unbuildable lots out there anymore. Even if you can't hook up to a water or sewer, you are allowed to have holding tanks now. I asked Matt if this was a buildable lot. He said it is. And you can see there's others across the way from them that they don't build wide, they build longer, the length of the lot. When we look at the RE/MAX results, comp 2, I would not use it at all. It's, you can see the picture. I've attached it. It's the third page. It's not on the water. And it's scrub ground.
Kathy, excuse me for interrupting. Did you give Mr. Martin a copy of your?
I
Okay,
did.
okay,
Yep, he has it in front of him.
all right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And comps 1, 3, 4, and 5 and 6, all of these are not on the water. They have a deeded easement to the park area that is in front of it or down the way from it. And they are, where it is used by all of the owners. So it's an easement that's used in common. This is a platted area, but cannot be built on. And we are limited on usage as far as the commons area, where Mr. Martin's lot is buildable and can be used by him at any time for anything he needs to use it for. The 2023 and 2017 sales should have been time adjusted, and they was not. So I given you the Remax that he provided to us. Along with that is all the pictures of the actual properties and where they set. They're not even on the lake. Yes, they have a little easement, which the easement is, if you look at page 4, it's a commons ground, it's a park that everybody can use to access the water. And I don't feel that that's quite the same scenario as what Mr. Martin has. So I did give you the land order, that's Exhibit C. The land order shows that the bare land analysis came out at 3,074 a linear feet, front foot. And we are currently at 1,300, a lot less than our land order even indicates. So the county is asking for no change.
So a question, on the subject property record card, Kathy.
Yes,
There's a negative influence factor of 14%. I think I know what that is, but I'd like for you to state it for the
Okay.
record.
it's for no well and septic because it is vacant lot.
I knew, thank you.
A couple comments I could have if I could, please.
You may.
One, I think everything is buildable. I can't see where they could have any property unbuildable because we see them build on the swamplands and things all the time. So I think everything is buildable. I think 40% of this property falls under the NWI wetland picture. So there is wetlands on this property, and 40%, according to the maps here, are that way. And for me to have somebody build on that with a 53-foot wide lot with the setbacks on the property lines and with 40% being in the wetland mapping, then I would, somebody would have to put pilings in, somebody would have to go to a lot of infrastructure, a lot of cost in pilings, connecting to the sewer, because they won't let you put a septic in there anymore because there is sewer line out there now. You'd have to pay to have that put to the sewer line. You'd have to do the pilings. You'd have to do a lot of property infrastructure value to be buildable. Now, to say it's not buildable, I agree, it is buildable, but I'm not sure that anybody would make any common sense out of putting in that kind of money to build something on there. I'd also say somebody, even if they wanted to put a garage there, if they had a concrete slab, they might have to put pilings down to support that. If they put a shed on there, obviously you wouldn't have to, but I'm not sure what the process would be for somebody to put a shed on there either. So, and now the other thing I would say along those property values she mentioned, my point, and I gave you a copy of this, of what those sales were in this park area. The point being is these people can get deeded access to the lake for less than I'm getting evaluated on my property. They can buy a house and get deeded access to the lake, not the channel, for less than they're evaluating my property for. And I don't think that's a fair comparison. And the other thing is I'd show you what I'm talking about with the value of this area is not, you can see what the properties are selling for. It's not a high rent district. I shouldn't say rent. It's not a high value property. When you got properties that are selling $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 with deeded access and a house, I don't think it's fair for me to have vacant land at 50,000 at a small, and she's talking about people building long ways. They all are on 2 or 3 lots. They're not on a single lot. Those properties are all 2 or 3 lots.
They're not.
So,
If you look across on the island across from yours,
yep.
those are individuals that own one single lot with a house on
Where's
it.
that at? No, those two right there.
blow
are
them
owned-
out
Those two right there are owned by Joe Chapman, those two 50-foot lots.
across, up a little bit more. You can see there's several of them down through there.
Where?
They can fit on one lot.
Where?
Several of those houses are on one lot. That
Show me,
doesn't mean
please.
they
I
have
mean,
to.
on the channel, show me, please. I'm not, I know this area. I've been there 40 years. I don't know if anybody's got a single lot.
Who owns the 43-foot on this end over here? Down this way, right there, that little 143. 143 over here. The address of 143, right down, one more. Nope, right there. There's one. He
Yes.
has
Yes,
44
you're right.
frontage
That is, you're right.
there.
You're right. That is. Yes, I know that house. Yeah.
And to me, you have access to the water.
Yes.
You can do whatever you want on that lot and you're not sharing it with
I
anybody
don't agree that I can
else.
do whatever I want.
Well, I'm saying you can do a lot more than somebody who has an easement to a park that can't do anything on it, but other than use it to get to the water.
Well, we all have easements
And
to
to
the
use
park.
it with
We pay a
everybody
fee,
else.
So.
You can use it with everybody else within that subdivision.
Oh, I
You
don't
own
disagree.
easement
I have,
right-of-ways.
I don't disagree. I have more access than somebody that's got a deeded access. I agree with that. I just don't think the value is fair. I don't know how you can jump a value 350% in 1 year. And I've already been through this process once. So I don't know why. And I asked for a copy of how they concluded their results last time and they told me they don't have them anymore. So I don't know what to say.
No, you did not ask for the results of this one.
I know of the.
You asked me for the results from your last hearing, which we
Exactly.
don't have no more.
Exactly. That's what I
Because
asked
every
for.
year stands alone per the state of Indiana.
Well, I may
Per the
disagree with
state of
that too.
Indiana, every year stands alone.
That may be a disagreement, so. Because I say that when I pull up the Indiana and I brought a copy of that, of the, best practices, you have to keep those indefinite.
No, we don't. It's 10 years at
Well,
the max.
I'm just
10
going
years
off
at
of
the
what I
max
read.
and
I can't
5
argue
years.
with you if I can't, I read
I
what I
gave
read.
you the paperwork and it showed 10 years and 5
You
years.
gave me your.
I gave you
paperwork.
our copy.
I got the Indiana law, so
We got to follow with the DLGF.
I'm just disagreeing with
gave
you,
you
that's
that
all.
one.
I'm just
Thank
disagreeing
you
with you.
both. Thank you both. I have no other questions for either the petitioner or the county.
Of course.
None from me.
Do you have anything further?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
The proceedings are now concluded. The cause is adjourned until further order. The PTABOA may inspect the subject property and consider the evidence presented or requested. No additional evidence will be accepted for consideration unless that evidence has been requested during the hearing held today. As soon as we can, we will mail you a Form 115 to let you know the board's decision. If you disagree with that decision, you have the right to file a Form 131 with the state. This hearing is adjourned. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And drive carefully wherever you go next.
You know, the older I